You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's episode will be brought to you after these words from our sponsors. Well, howdy there. I'm Tweez and Bonk, and I'm here to tell you about the new Ooblix from the Zaffa Corporation. You know, people say to me, hey Tweezem, just what in tarnation actually is an Ooblix? And you know what? What isn't an Ooblix, right? Just look at this beautiful thing. With an Ooblix, you're only really limited by your imagination. And you don't want people to think you don't have an imagination, right? Hey Tweezem, just who are you to be selling us these things like we should recognize and trust you? That's a valid question, friendo, and the answer is a real simple one. I'm Tweezem Bonk. I love my progenitors and I'm kind to animals. What more is there to know other than how awesome an Ooblix is? And it's very. The Ooblix is very awesome. Hey Tweezem, ain't Ooblices really dangerous and linked to at least 18 deaths in the Anowitz sector? Of course not, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers. So don't be like Ponko the Uncool over there, sat by themselves wishing they had friends. Get the new Ooblix today, available wherever Ooblices are sold.
You're listening to Shadows of the Jedi, the Force and Destiny Star Wars Chronicle using the FFG system. My name is Ed Fortune. I have some lovely players who have decided to let me run a game of Star Wars for them, and I'll let them introduce themselves in their own unique style.
Hello, I am Adam. I am playing Tychus Bar, a Basilisk Guardian Armourer. My emotional strength is my bravery, my emotional weakness is my recklessness, and my biggest concern is how we're gonna get out of this alive.
Hi, I'm Mikey. I'm playing Dalen Kyrain. He's a human Atiro striker. His emotional strength is his compassion, but his emotional weakness is his hatred. And my biggest concern is... it's not getting out of here alive, certainly. It's probably getting out of here without facing that dark Jedi chap over there. Because I know as soon as I turn on the lightsaber, he's going to start looking at us.
Hi, I'm Mim. I play Roy. Roy is a B1 battle droid with a specialization as a bodyguard and a career as a hired gun. He has an obligation of 40 to the Bar family, and currently, he's not feeling so good.
Hi, I'm Ross. I play Dr. Smex Karam-Danawa, a Syrian consular healer whose emotional strength is his compassion and whose emotional weakness is his obstinacy, which I've been pronouncing for 2 seasons as obstinacy, and that's my biggest concern. Also, lots of people shooting at us! Duck and cover, everyone!
Please write in with your opinion on his word pronunciation.
It's pronunciation?
Pronunciation,
yes.
Pronunciation?
How you say words! Ed, what's happening?
The galaxy gets saved every day. Sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's a simple action, sometimes it's a farm boy firing proton torpedoes into a space station. Sometimes it's none of that. Right now, it's just a bunch of friends desperately trying to stay alive. Party, you are on a battlefield, is the best way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Various vehicles have landed on here. What you can see in front of you is you can see the Plaza, where you came in. You can see the ziggurat. It is on fire. It is an ancient building made out of esoteric materials, and you're very surprised that it is on fire, but it's very on fire. The canyon itself is also exploding. There's bits of architecture raining down. There is fire and explosions everywhere. There is the best part of a detachment of stormtroopers, of Imperial troops of various different types, running around, shooting and being shot at. They are a variety of scum and villainy. You can see bounty hunters of every stripe shooting and kind of, doing running battles. There is definitely a bunch of all-in-one uniform security style officers. You've seen these around Brakka's palace every once in a while, but there's definitely a security detachment going on. You are in the middle of a war zone. You are directly behind your friend Kareen, who is trying to stop being overrun by troopers who are heading towards him. The ziggurat is behind you.
Okay.
The fire opal is several levels above you.
But in front of us, though, because we came in from that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're in a battlefield. You have seconds to act. Your friend is about to be overrun. No one is expecting you to be there. Also, there is a thing going on. As you walked through that portal, you could see possibility. As you made your choice and you arrived where you were, I'm going to give you 3 boost die each that you can just spend during this entire encounter, because you kind of know what's coming. You don't know how you know what's coming, but you kind of know what's coming.
A motive possibility.
Yes, you have a pool of possible energy surrounding you as you come through, as you've arrived here. So, party, what are you doing? I'm essentially going to give you the equivalent of a surprise action where you can just do a thing and then we'll go into initiatives.
I duck and cover.
That would put you right next to Carween.
That'll do. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's not been shot yet.
This hiding place, is it big enough for us to all hide behind?
It is. It is on fire.
Okay, that's bad.
It is a small Imperial transport. It's the sort of thing that that stormtroopers would like sit in little pods and jump out of.
Gotcha.
As seen recently in The Mandalorian, but slightly smaller.
Gotcha.
Tychus charges forward, still cradling Roy, and slides almost like in a baseball slide, turning round as he does so that he lands with his back against the speeder next to Carween, Roy still cradled, and he just leans over, kisses Carween on the top of his head and goes, "Right, what the bloody hell's going on here? What kind of party favour is this, lad?"
How are you here? You're supposed to be in there.
This is not the time for a long discussion.
Do you have ammo? I need ammo.
Yeah, I think he's got ammo.
No, I've not got any spare, but if we can get Roy rebooted, we have Roy. And I frantically try to wake Roy up. Come on, brother, come on. Come on, wake up, brother, come on.
Roy springs to life.
Where are you taking those prisoners? To Coruscant. Where are you taking those prisoners? Ah, Jedi! No. Bar!
I'm here, Roy, I'm here. What's up, brother? Come on, hug it out, quickly.
Oh, the Jedi! They were cutting off my head, and I was getting shot, and I was getting stabbed, and I was falling off things, and they were pushing me, and we were exploding, and
It's alright, Roy, we can...
What are we doing out here?
There's a war on, Roy. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill Carween. Stormtroopers, we've got to get back to the fire opal. Are you going to be able to hold it together long enough?
You didn't think it was possible for droids to sniff, but he does.
Yeah.
At this point, Kay walks up. He's not ducked and covered. He's acting like there's nothing bad happening around him. He just walks up to you and says, "We should probably get out of here." And draws his gun.
Carween, in response to this charming moment, throws a grenade at the stormtroopers who are approaching, because he's at the throwing grenades at things stage of holding fast. Does anyone want to make an attack action for 3?
Yes.
Roy, by the by, as you kind of grant yourself fortitude and kind of, stiff up the lip time, you realise that you have written to storage something like 1,000 years.
Wow.
Whoa.
It just goes in there because you've got lots of storage, because you're not really a battle droid. You're a bit more special than a battle droid, if you see what I mean. But yeah, you've written, wow.
I really hate Jedi now. Do you have any understanding of how many times droids were killed by Jedis? It's bad.
I, not knowing this, as a quick action, draw my lightsaber
Roy screams.
and ignite it.
Which mode are you using? Normal?
Setting 1. Normal. I'm not scared of the others, because fear is a bad thing, but I'm not using them either.
I believe we labelled them as normal, evil, and super evil.
Yeah, we're going normal, not evil or super evil. And then I want to take a shot at one of the stormtroopers.
That's not how lightsabers work.
That's because I'm not using a lightsaber at the moment. I'm using my gun.
Okay, we'll go into initiatives in a moment. We've got a free attack action, so make your attack roll. It's a mix of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Some of them are in dark armour and they seem to be in charge. Are you shooting the guys in the white armour, the guys in the slightly the lighter white armour, or the small cluster of them in the darker armour? You know exactly what that is.
If I know exactly what that is, I'm shooting them.
Okay, so these are Death Troopers, so they have a rank of adversary.
Well, I am shooting one of them. How far are they away?
They are close range.
So 1 dice. Yeah.
They're leading from the front because that's how they're trained. Because they're elite troopers.
Okay. So that would be a dice pool of 2 yellows, 3 green, 1 black, and 1 red.
Nice.
That is 4 successes and 1 advantage.
How much damage are you doing? And how are you spending that advantage?
I'm going to spend that advantage on getting some of my strain back. And that is a quite a remarkable 12 points of damage against it.
Nice.
You cold cock him in the chest. He jets back. One of the darker troopers makes a kind of hand gesture. And just as you do that, you literally shoot him in the arm. And he's wheeled back onto the floor.
He won't be dead. Okay, anybody else?
Can I, instead of doing an attack, do a bodyguard maneuver?
Yes.
In that case, I will use my bodyguard maneuver on Bar, because I love you, Carl Wayne, but Bar's my boy. So I suffer 2 strain, because I've got 2 ranks in it, and it increases the difficulty of combat checks targeting Bar by that number, so by 2.
Okay. Bar?
I'm going to lean over the burning land speeder as best I can, staying still in cover. Roy, tactical analysis, find us a way out of here and getting us back in those tunnels. And then, I don't know the significance of the dark armoured troopers compared to the rest, so I'm just going to draw a bead on the nearest group of troopers, whatever stripe they happen to be, and then squeeze off a shot with Clem.
So the dark armoured troopers are at the front, so it's those guys.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to draw down on them, and they've got a rank of adversary, haven't they? Still at short range, and you said they got a defensive 1 before as well, didn't you? So
Yes.
because it's a surprise thing and I only get an action or a manoeuvre, I can't really aim. So my dice pool is a yellow, a green, and a blue versus a red and a black.
Remember, you've got your premonition pool as well if you want to use it.
Not at this moment in time, because Tychus doesn't know the straits at the moment. He doesn't know how dangerous these guys are just yet. That may change when they get a chance to return fire. But at the moment, he's just distracted. Oh no, that's not so bad. That is 2 success and an advantage. So I do to them 10 damage.
Yep.
And my advantage I'm going to pass on as a bouncing boost to the next player to make a roll.
Okay. So what happens is that as K hits one of them and he wheels to the ground, they are surprised because suddenly a bunch of people have turned up, talked briefly, and then started shooting at them. And they were advancing on a small tactical position. So he looks at his friend and then takes a shot in the face. He's not down, but he is very surprised, shall we say. And is the doc doing anything?
The doc is checking to see whether Carween is injured and otherwise looking for any kind of escape route that we can see.
Carween has taken a bad shot to his legs, to his right leg, and he has patched it up very crudely, almost like he just needed to run.
Is there any point to me on doing that at the moment?
Up to you. If you want to heal an ally so you can move faster, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, but we might want to move while I'm trying to do that. That's why I'm trying to make a quick decision. Is it a bad idea to move him somewhere now or to treat him now so we can move faster as we move?
I would treat him now if you could.
Right, I'm going to try and treat him.
What are you using? Are you using the force or are you using something else?
I'm just using my medical skills just because I'm a doctor.
Okay.
I'm using my med pack because that's the first thing that comes to hand.
So you pulled immediately next to him and then pulled out some equipment, noticed his bleeding leg, and you've started
Yeah.
doing your magic.
Yeah, as it were, yeah. This is strictly instinctive, just with what he's got. I'm not worried at the minute about TBC being stashed in my backpack and whether he can assist, so I'll look on him later. Let's just focus on the people I know are moving. Sorry, what difficulty?
1.
4 success, 2 advantage.
Okay, he looks at you and says thanks, and goes, yeah, I think I'm ready to run now.
Good. Ready for running, guys?
So, on to initiative.
I'm imagining it's cool, given that we're actively in a war zone.
It is cool. You have had a lifetime to prepare for this, and also no time at all, because the force is weird.
2 success, 1 advantage for Tychus.
3 success, 2 advantage for the doc.
No successes, 2 advantage for Roy.
3 success, 1 advantage. Which is fairly good, seeing as I can only get 2 dice.
Right, so we have player slot, monster slot, player slot, player slot.
Is Carween one of those NPC slots, or is he his own thing?
That's a good point. I'm going to count him as a spare player slot. What I'll do with Carween is I'll let the party decide on what they want Carween to do.
I vote survive.
Yes. I think because he's like a NPC, but he's also, aligned with the players very firmly.
Okay.
The doc is happy for everyone else to go first because you're the people who do the harm rather than the people who run away.
So, Ed,
Yes.
to get back to the fire opal, do we have to go through these stormtroopers, or are we heading off to the side? What are our hurdles to push forward?
So, right now you're in the middle left side of the plaza.
Yes.
The burning building is behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Troops have landed at the far end and are coming out of various vehicles. Some of those vehicles are now on fire. There are other craft that have also landed and people have spilled out in different directions, if you see what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
As a quick assessment, it looks like what happened was the stormtroopers landed at the top of the ziggurat,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of other vehicles landed at the plaza.
Yes.
All of the, let's call them gangsters, all of the gangsters landed at the plaza.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately started fighting each other as they started coming out the vehicle.
Could we steal one of their...
Swoops?
Yeah.
Yes, there are a variety of vehicles already there that have disgorged people. You would have to get across the battlefield, and there's lots of little fights going on everywhere, if you see what I mean. So, to give you a snapshot of the battle, there's a plaza. It's filled with transport vehicles, some of which are shuttlecraft, some of which are swoops, some of which are Imperial transports. Many of which of these vehicles are on fire. They are gangsters, bounty hunters, different types of freelance warriors, freelance peacekeeping agents, running around shooting stormtroopers. They are black and white armoured stormtroopers. There's some stormtroopers also in kind of weird half armour.
Mm-hmm.
There is a crazy looking guy with a lightsaber. There's a couple of people in very official looking uniforms as well. Someone has set up, and it is pointing away from you, an E-web blaster.
Okay.
And it is going off.
Right.
Because Bar had asked me for a tactical assessment, can I make a dice roll to see if there's an obvious path that would give us the path of least resistance?
That sounds like a warfare roll to me.
Yeah, that's a warfare roll.
Can you include in that, are you looking for an intact shuttlecraft that will get us anywhere we want to go, or a mostly intact shuttlecraft that might not get us very far but will at least get us to the fire opal?
Just the fire opal, I imagine.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can go for one of the ones that's on fire so long as it doesn't explode until after we've got out of it.
We also have 4 light side points and 5 dark side points, so if you want to flip.
Okay, I'll flip a light side point because I have only got 1 dice in warfare.
Uh-ohs.
Remember, you also have a personal pool of free boost die to spend at any point during this particular scene.
What is the difficulty of this roll currently?
It's going to be a difficulty free. It is chaotic.
Okay, in that case, so my light side gives me that 1 green to become a yellow, correct?
Yep.
I'll use 2 of those boost die, my argument being that I've suddenly got 1,000 years worth of droid memories who've been in battle. And it's just a little easier for me now to go, this isn't strategically good. Granted, I'm very used to dying, so it's probably a case of going, that'll kill me, that'll kill me, that'll kill me, that'll kill me. I've died that way, I've died that way, I've died that way. This is novel.
It reminds you of a battle in Coruscant that you were never at.
Okay, so 2 boost die versus 3 purple, and I've got 1 yellow as well.
Should have used all the boost die.
So how'd that go?
You're going to tell us to charge straight at the Sith?
Bother.
If you shoot Carween by accident, we don't want to know.
What did you get?
2 failures, but 1 advantage.
Okay, so your mind is filled with the idea that what you really need to do right now is kill General Kenobi. No idea who that is, but if he's out the equation, this becomes a lot easier.
Just be thankful I got advantage, not disadvantage. Otherwise, of the 2 people with lightsabers who could be General Kenobi. Okay.
I've shaved the beard.
But you are a hobo.
I am a hobo, yeah.
Oh man, does that mean I'm going to take aim at the big bad and be like, hello, we're over here?
There's too much going on for you to get a clear path, but you can spend your advantage to try and figure out maybe which target, which other vehicles to get.
Okay, yes, I will use that to at least point out a vehicle that may work.
So you have no idea how to get to it, but it seems quite clear that the quad hopper that's landed, which is closest to you, is also going to be the one that's most likely to be unguarded.
Bar, get on the quad hopper.
Right.
And watch out for Jedi. Sneaky Jedi.
Can I go next?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Kay still hasn't ducked and covered.
I'm kind of imagining it's like these blaster bolts kind of whipping past you and you're not even flinching. There's smoke rolling out behind you and you're just standing there, lightsaber in one hand, pistol in the other.
He is entirely focused on what he's doing and not what's around him. It's a little bit foolish, to be honest, but it's a little bit freaky. And when Roy says the quad hopper, he says, right. And off he goes. He starts walking towards the quad hopper. As he's about 10 feet off from the cover, he flips his arm round and shoots one of the Death Troopers again.
Okay, make your attack roll. Are you shooting one of the ones that's already down, or are you shooting the third one that's not been touched?
I'll shoot the third one that's not been touched. Are they still at close range, or have I...
They are still very much at close range.
And is a surprise?
No.
He will be. He will be very surprised, because that's 2 successes, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
Woo!
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh.
Actually, it's got superior on it as well, so that is good.
how would you like to spend your triumph?
I think we'll go with the advantages first. Firstly, I'll give a boost to the next person on. And secondly, I will give a rolling boost to... Who do we think is going to be next?
Well, it's 2 NPCs, then I imagine ideally it's going to be me, and then Carween with probably the doc following in our wake.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'll give a boost to whoever's not next, so Carween, probably, of the people with guns, essentially. So a boost to Tychus and a boost to Carween. And then I will crit with the triumph.
Do you want me to roll the crit on Discord?
Yeah, go for it.
72, hamstrung. The Death Trooper loses their free manoeuvre until the end of the encounter.
What does that look like?
Maybe you've cracked the actuators in the armour, so it's slowing him down.
That sounds good, yeah. It hits him, and there's kind of like a glow from the joints for a sec, and a spark, and he just really... It's almost like he's sluggish now. He can't really move on from anything like that.
Oh, okay. Let me roll some dice. So, what's happened with the Death Troopers is there is a trio of them.
Yep.
One of them is still on the floor. One of them's armor has basically exploded on him as he is like desperately trying to get back up.
Yep.
And their third friend is heavily injured and just opens up. The other two don't actually attack because they're still trying to get back up.
Yeah, okay.
So he's providing covering fire.
Mm-hmm. Is he having a go at me?
He is having a go at you.
Cool. I've got a range defense of 2.
Yep.
So it's 2 black dice.
Just hits you.
I'm surprised. I expected him to really hit me. He's got such a good dice pool.
Yeah. No, he just hits you. You've got your lightsaber ignited, haven't you?
I have, yes.
And this is where Adam rolls his eyes. He hits you for 9 stun.
Okay.
So it's that's strain.
No eyes rolling. That seems, as soon as that lightsaber's out, that seems reasonable.
I can still take my soak off stun damage, right?
Yeah. So it is
Stormtroopers?
the Stormtroopers.
Ignoring the gangsters. I like it.
Well, I imagine that they have their own fight that's happening off camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our group of stormtroopers as opposed to the wider group of stormtroopers.
Yeah, I don't want Ed rolling every single fight in this. that would take a while.
No. I was just thinking of the scene from Asterix comics. These are our villains. Get your own.
So the way I'm doing this is I have a bunch of notes, and depending on certain things that you do as characters, depends on what groups are paying attention to you at any one time.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So there is a volley fire from the Stormtroopers. Strangely, they don't shoot the Jedi, they shoot the person with the very large gun. At which point, Roy flattens you, but you still get a hit in one of your many shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 9.
Okie dokie. He ain't looking too well.
The Death Trooper, who's still standing, holds up his hand and they stop. And they are all taking position.
Okay.
By that, do you mean they've all lined up the bar to shoot at?
They've all lined up in a way that they can essentially start volley firing you.
Stormtroopers, one of the things you learn first day as a Stormtrooper is if somebody's got a lightsaber, stay a little bit away from them.
So it's back to party slot.
Okay, I'll take this one if no one objects. So Tychus kind of pulls himself back to his feet with his cauterized hole in his shoulder, looks down, grits his teeth, picks up Carween with his upper two arms, holding him up so that Carween is kind of looking over Bar's shoulder with Carween's arms over Bar's shoulder, basically covering Bar's back. Tychus is looking over Carween's shoulder so he can go. He is just pelting forward at this point, holding Carween up, going, Carween, watch my back! Roy, Doc, come along, over to this quad hopper! And Tychus is just running towards this quad hopper as fast as he can, reaching back to grab Clementine, but can't quite get there at the moment because the injury in his shoulder. That is basically all I can do, because that's 2 manoeuvres.
So you've gone over the abandoned vehicle and you are pelting it towards the quad hopper.
Yep, holding Carween up so he can shoot behind me, gesturing for Roy to follow, and following in Kay's wake towards the quad hopper. If Carween's pistols are out of ammo,
yeah,
and he's got nothing, then I will shout, Carween, grab Clementine! I'll get us there, you cover my back!
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because he's literally out of ammo.
Okay, well there we are then.
He grabs Clementine.
He will be at a setback to use it though, because it's a custom grip for Tychus.
Yep. Do the players want Carween to use the next player slot to shoot the troopers with Clementine?
Yeah, that seems sensible.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the alternative is the Doc's not going to use that dice for very much.
So he'll have a setback because of the custom grip on Clementine, because it's tooled for Tychus' hands. But he will now have 2 boosts, because he'll have the bouncing boost that I didn't use, as well as the one that was specifically given by Kay. So he's 2 boost up.
Ooh, Carween's a bit tasty. How much damage does Clementine do again?
Clementine's base damage is 8, and she also has Blast. So if he's got 2 advantage, he can activate Blast.
Does it have a critical?
Critical is 3.
Can you roll on critical, please, as it activates Blast and critical?
Okay. So the Blast will do 6 damage plus number of successes to whoever is engaged with his target. And the crit, who's he shot? Just so I know.
What he's done is he's taken your gun, wrapped his hand around the grip in a very specific way, almost like he's looked at your gun many times and tried to figure out exactly how to hold it. He's almost cradling it the way that you cradled Roy. And then he lets loose. And what he does is he shoots the Plaza. It's almost like he's signing his name as he aims at the midriff of a Stormtrooper belt, which is full of useful things, including grenades. There is an explosion. Can I have a crit roll, please?
Don't need to if they're minions, so a crit will just kill one of them outright.
Yeah. I'm going to rule that they are, because you're running past them as well, they are scattered, if you see what I mean. They are bits of trooper everywhere. There are less Stormtroopers to be a problem than there were literally seconds ago.
I kiss him on the side of the head and go, that's my boy. Carry on running.
What are you, boy?
You're my boy as well, but in a different way.
Just
You're my brother, he's my boy. Very, very different, Roy, but still family. Come on.
You have 1 party slot left.
I'm running for my life.
You're Zoidberging after us.
Yes. I'm not running like that.
Are you doing anything else, Doc? Are you dropping your action to effectively double move?
I think so, because I don't think, I can really stop and use my med pack and things on you while you're carrying Carween.
I kind of assumed that you were just pelting it towards the quad hopper.
Yeah.
I quite like that. We're all running and then the Doc passes us.
Just head down. Well, actually, yeah, if you're going head down, you've got that whole
Streamlined,
aerodynamic cone.
Do you know what? I'll allow that. You are ahead of the group because you are already crouched and ready to go, and as soon as Carween was picked up and started running, you were right behind them.
He's double moved, the rest of us haven't, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, getting ahead of the group maybe not the best plan, but I can't really comment on the stream effects.
And you're the first to see what's going on. So the Stormtroopers behind you,
Yes.
have essentially rallied and are retreating from that position.
Because surprise lightsaber.
Well, they've just been blown up as well.
That'll do it, yeah.
However, what you see ahead of you is you see two Chiss fighting. It's to the side of the quadhopper. It's the dark-robed lightsaber wielder, and he's fighting another Chiss, in very complicated-looking armour, who's faring quite well.
Roy, I think we should have gone for a different vehicle.
Roy screams, "Die, General Kenobi," and plows over to them.
Uh-oh.
So, back to player slots. Just to set the scene again, you've all moved away from your cover, which is very much on fire. You're also moving away from the stormtroopers, who are very much on fire.
This direction's good. I like this direction, apart from that guy.
They are retreating from you. There are various other battles. The E-Web Blaster is going off in a direction that is not you guys.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there is a heavily armoured Chiss fighting the force-wielding, lightsaber-wielder guy. They're slightly further away from the quadhopper than you are.
So we don't necessarily need to interact with them to get to the quad hopper.
No. What are you doing? What is your next action?
I believe I've already made my stance quite clear.
Well, you should go first then, I think.
Unless you would like me to roll obligation to see whether my obligation is more to protect Bar or more to try and kill General Kenobi.
That's a good call. Roll your D100, please.
Here we go.
Get under 40.
66. I kid you not. I kid
Of
you
all
not.
the numbers. Of all the numbers. Yeah,
Oh, wait.
well played, Mim. Oh, that's beautiful.
You may ignore your obligation and take out the... which lightsaber wielder on the battlefield would you like to attack?
This one's closer.
Oh dear. I think I'm smart enough to not go for K. Okay, let's roll a dice and find out.
The one you identified as General Kenobi was not K.
Yeah. So we're going to go for the real bad guy.
Again,
Roll your attack. He is mid-range.
What's my biggest, baddest weapon? It's the heavy-duty carbine, isn't it? With the damage 10.
Yes. Which arm?
That's the not present one. Sorry, not the not present. The one that wasn't a present most recently.
Yes, your original.
Yes, I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for the heavy blaster, which is medium range. I've got 2 yellows and a green, and I'm going to use my final boost.
Ed, does this evil Jedi chap have any defense?
Boy howdy does he. So that'll be 2 black and turn one of those purple to a red, please.
1 purple, 1 red, 2 black. Okay, I would like to... Can I use another light side, please, everybody?
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
I think it's probably for the best.
That pool's generally just for your hijinks. Don't worry about it.
So that means I've got 3 yellow instead of any green. So that gives me a bit more of a chance, I think.
Triple triumph, please, if you would.
So again, he screams out, "Die, Jedi scum!" and aims to fire. So that's 1 success and 2 advantage. Oh no, sorry, 1 success and 3 advantage. Sorry.
How would you like to spend those advantage, and how much damage are you doing?
I would like to spend the advantage on not dying when this guy notices us. In that possibly he's maybe too shocked
Ma'am?
that there'd be... Yeah.
Mim, you don't need to spend advantage on that. I'm standing next to you holding a lightsaber. He will not be attacking you.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, actually, with 3 advantage, I can critical. So
That's the way.
let's go for that instead then.
Roll a billion, please.
Do you want me to roll it on Discord so that we get what it is?
Adam, I would love you to use Discord to roll it, because then I don't have to pick up my DM screen.
Okay. And damage-wise, so it's damage 10, you got 1 success and you got 2 ranks in barrage.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about my barrage, yes.
So that'll be 13 damage, Ed. And the crit is 62. Slightly dazed, the target is disoriented until the end of encounter, so we'll take a black dice on every roll.
Okay, so what happens is, as you hit him with literally a barrage of energy, he mostly parries. but one of them hits him on the... And you get to see his face, because you haven't really seen his face, but now you're paying attention to what he looks like. He is a blue-skinned alien. I previously described him as a chiss. He probably isn't a chiss, because you can see he's got a green glowing eye, and he looks very angry. The other side of his face is covered in a half mask, almost Phantom of the Opera sort of way. The bolt hits him on the good side of his face. The face that is as yet unmasked, it hit to one side.
As Roy has let loose this barrage, you can almost see, mid-shooting, he's kind of come to his senses a little bit and has realised what he's doing and is no longer as confident as to what he's done.
As he reels to one side, Velo Kane punches him extremely hard in the face, because it is indeed Velo Kane, the chiss who sent you on your mission earlier.
I like his new suit.
Yeah.
Mim, you've still potentially got a movement action.
Yeah, you've still got one move. What else would you like to do? By the way, both of them have seen you. The unusual force wielder and Velo Kane have both noticed where you are.
There is no way at all that this will come back to bite us. We are free and clear.
Having fulfilled my obligation to attack General Kenobi, I would now like to acknowledge that is not Kenobi, that is a Jedi person. I have not done well. Perhaps I should follow Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, so he kind of giggles and then backs off. Die, Jedi scum.
Hi, Jedi scum. Bye, Jedi scum.
I think General Kenobi knows who you are. Let's go.
Who's next?
Well, I've started running, but I'm happy for other people to keep on shooting at people.
Okay, do you want to carry on or?
Yeah, how far away is the vehicle? Will it take me one move or two? Is the
dock is one double move away, so you're free movement action somewhere.
Okay. So I am going to take two strain, to do an extra manoeuvre.
Right.
And I'm then going to double move. So make two moves to get one in front of the dock, as it were. So I'm one away for next turn.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to shoot General Kenobi. Because, Roy knows who he is.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Roll your attack, please.
I am going to use all of my booster. He has 2 black and he's at medium range, right?
Yes.
So that's 2 black, a purple and a red on the against side. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just working out lateral distances. So we're long range away from the ship we're going to, and he's medium range away, but we're kind of along.
We're going past them, it looks like.
Yes.
Parallel.
Yeah.
They're having their own little set scene battle literally in the middle of the plaza. You're on the one side.
I just want to say, I just rolled 11 dice as a roll.
Nice.
Always nice.
3 successes and 2 advantage, and I continuously forget that my weapon is superior. So that's in fact 3 advantage.
How much damage do you do? What are you spending your advantage on?
That is 11 damage. I'm going to use 2 of those advantages to crit him again. And then I'm going to spend one of the remaining advantage to get a little bit strain back. So, Adam, could you?
So the crit, it's scattered senses. He removes all boost die from all skill checks until the end of the encounter, as you presumably shoot him in the same part in the face. It's like,
Yeah.
stuck the face!
We don't even know him, and we're just...
We do know him. His name is General Kenobi.
What actually happens is you shoot the side of his mask off. He's not hideously scarred. There's some sort of weird mechanical stone-like growth on the side of his face. Which is disfiguring and hideous. But literally, now that you see it, it's kind of... And it all glows red as well. This kind of red, glowing, crystal weirdness on the side of his face.
Okay.
2 NPCs to go ahead.
So, the first thing that happened is you see a Velo Kane be cut in 2.
Oh.
Bye.
Uh-oh.
Literally turns around and he is gone.
The way I look at this, that's one less thing stopping us from breaking into Brakka's palace.
I must admit, I was hoping we might, have helped save him, and therefore it would look good on us, but never mind.
We tried. We shot this guy in the face.
Twice.
Twice.
That is a cold response, Bar. You sure you're not going a little dark side?
Well, in some of my memories, he is, yes.
Velocane is cut in half. There is a dramatic piece of music. We get to see both sides of Velocane as he falls in two. At which point the, let's call him a Dark Jedi leaps towards you and reaching his arm out. Can you take 6 actual damage, please, Mikey?
Yes.
As energy flows out of your body and into him. It's not the same as the effect that you encountered inside the temple. It's more of a kind of physical life energy, if you see what I mean. You feel like you want to throw up.
Okay. This is, incidentally, the first time that Kay has really reacted to what's going on outside of him. He's been very calm and very almost, this is the right path we need to go on. I just need to focus on here. This was clearly something he wasn't expecting, and it staggers him.
And also, there is a volley of fire at Roy again. Is Roy defending Bar this time round? No.
No, he can't do.
Okay.
Are they shooting at Roy or are they shooting at Tychus?
They're shooting at Tychus. Actually, specifically, they're shooting at Tychus and Carween.
Oh no!
Because Carween's the one with the large blaster, but they're shooting at you as a kind of group.
Very fair.
Yeah. Carween's got cover. Unfortunately, it's you.
Thought Tychus had cover. It's Carween.
Tychus is huge. Carween is not huge.
And also, they're shooting me in the back as I'm running forward with Carween in front of me. So they've got to shoot through me to hurt Carween.
Yeah.
I thought he was covering your back, as in you were carrying him on it.
Covering as in guns, not covering as in cloak.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hugging him to my chest.
Okay.
Do you have any modifiers for your defense?
I don't know, I've got no defense. I do need to build myself some better armor.
So because you have a heavily armoured boyfriend, I'm going to give you a little bit of a cover.
Very generous of you.
Oh, you absolute. So Stormtroopers deserve their reputation, they really do. There is a lot of blaster fire in your general direction. Tychus, your actual clothing is tattered and shot to pieces. Carween presses something on the side and a bit of his armour falls down and it's smoking and it's on fire. You are unharmed,
Hey!
but you no longer have that cover. Essentially, it's lots of volley fire. They are not doing well. There's not many of them left.
Okay.
Party.
Every time we move, are we moving into a different combat zone, as it were? So my moving is putting me into a different threat?
No, it's just further away.
Okay, right, because the only thing I had in my head was, if I'm continuing to sprint towards the door of this thing and open it up so we can all just jump inside it.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Yeah, well, you want to do that next then, and take the next play slot.
Right, so if I'm 2 movements away from it, then do I need to spend 2 strain to get a second maneuver, then possibly a computer's test to get us through into the door?
If you double move, you can get to the vehicle.
Okay.
If you spend strain,
Yeah.
you can get the engines running.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh dear.
Well, it's not going to go anywhere because, the doc's doing it rather than, a pilot.
So what you do is you literally run straight in. You go past the body that is decorating the entrance. There is a heavily wounded green-furred alien at the controls.
He's coming high on the triage list, it's fine. The part you're looking at me funny, it sounds like this wasn't a good idea, but I've done it anyway.
It's alright, you can get it warming up for when Kay finally gets there.
No, he's flying.
Am I piloting? Oh, okay, excellent.
Well, if you're sitting in the pilot seat getting it started, you're in charge now, mister.
He can't get in the pilot's seat. What you can do is you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
And get whoever's currently in the pilot seat out of the pilot seat?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try and keep him alive because it's me, but my plan was to run to the chopper. I'm in the chopper at the minute. I've taken a quick scan of the situation, and if we can't get it flying, then all I want to do at the minute is get the pilot out of the pilot seat because he's not going to fly it.
You're literally pushing the wounded person out of the way.
Yeah.
So you can press the engine start button. That's all you have time to do.
Okay.
So it's like literally split second. You see this green-furred alien. Push him out of the way.
Yeah.
Press a button.
That's going to be my action.
Okay. Party slots.
I reckon we let Carween take the next party slot. Carween can return fire over Tychus' shoulder as Tychus is kind of still running effectively, but we'll let Carween take the next shot before I carry him further away.
Carween is still shooting at the stormtroopers.
Okay.
He does blast damage. Yeah, the stormtroopers aren't really much of a problem. He is merciless. Like, literally, he's using... He's
Better than us.
He's carving up kind of a figure of 8 damage into them. And you see headshots taken with a ranged blast weapon. If you see what I mean, he picks a very specific arc, and he's taking them out quite effectively. Right to party.
So Tychus is 2 maneuvers away from the ship at this point, so I'm going to use 2 maneuvers to carry on carrying Carween up to the ship and getting in. And for my action, I would like to make a leadership test and basically shout to Roy more than Kay, because Roy appears to have had a glitch, and go, Roy, get over here, cover Kay and get in the ship. We've got to get out of here. You can't win this fight.
The dilemma will be, get over here, one direction, cover K, separate direction if K gets involved with the fight.
Luckily, you have long-range guns. In fact, with your left arm, I think you can cover the entire plaza.
Oh, I should point out at this point that Carween is exhausted because he's been spending strength. And he doesn't so much hand the gun back to you, but he makes it clear that, like, you know, he's done.
Yeah.
Do you want me to make a leadership test?
Yes,
to try and
please.
get
Yes,
them?
please.
What's the difficulty? It's based on... Because it's not an opposed test, you kind of set the difficulty based on how hard you think.
I'm going to say 2. 2 purple, please.
Okay. I am going to use one of my premonition die on this, because I don't have any ranks in it. I'm calling upon my familial links. A single success. Hopefully that will help Roy focus up a little. Get past his Jedi-hating glitches at the moment.
I don't think that's a glitch. So back to the top. Party. One of you is already in. Actually, 2 of you, 3 of you are basically in. Tychus and Carween are at the foot of the entrance. The dock is in the console. It's a quad jumper. It's not a very spacious vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not a pilot. I'll swap you.
Okay. I recommend that Roy goes first, because if I go first, I'm going to get in the ship and try and fly us away. So I think it's probably a good idea for Roy to get in the ship before I get there.
Okay. Is the bad Jedi still at medium range?
No, he's at close range. He's about to be in your face.
Oh, he's at close range. Attack first, then move, or move, then attack.
Well, you need to use 2 maneuvers to get there,
Oh, it'll be 2 maneuvers.
so you'd need to take a bit of strain.
I will do that strain, I think.
I would shoot first while he's still at short range, so it's only 1 red rather than 1 red and 1 purple, and then do your moving.
Yeah, because I can't see anything negative happening while I'm attacking him.
No, that wouldn't happen.
So yeah, I will do an attack first with my... Oh, still with the heavy blaster. So that is 2 yellow and a green versus 1 red and a purple, was that?
1 red and a black.
1 red and a black. I'm not doing particularly well. That's just 1 advantage.
How would you like to spend that advantage as he effortlessly parries your bolts?
Give Kay a boost.
Yeah, give K a boost. And then how much strain do I take for making 2 maneuver?
It'll be 2 strain.
2 extra strain, yep, that's fine.
Okay. Is that you done?
That is me done.
Come on, Kay.
Okay, I'm actually only 1 space away because I double moved last turn.
Yep.
So I'm going to spend my maneuver to get there, jump into the pilot seat, and then I'd like to do... I mean, it's already ticking over, right?
Yep.
I'd like to just, without any sort of pre-flight checks or anything like that, just pull us straight up and get us out of there, because I'm a little scared of that Jedi.
Okay, can I have a piloting roll, please?
Difficulty?
So, it's going to be free, and I'm going to explain why in a moment.
Oh, right. Okay, I was just waiting for the moment.
Make your roll, and then I'll do the description if you don't mind.
So that is in total 2 advantage and 3 success.
So, as you all bundle into the vehicle, it's a quad jumper, so it can go in any direction you fancy, and you pick up.
Yep, it's good.
There is a pull. There is literally a pull, and the entire vehicle is pointing. So, the cockpit is pointing downwards towards the plaza.
Yeah.
As you pull up, you're in a quad jumper, so you can go in any direction you fancy. So that's fine, and you're able to swiftly adjust. But what you see is this Dark Jedi reach out his hand, and he's trying to pull you down.
Obviously, we'll stick it quite heavily into reverse to pull away from, basically to have some sort of tension against him, as if he's like an anchor.
How are you spending that advantage?
There are 2 of them, and I'm spending them on getting my strain back, because that stun really hurt me.
Okay, you are able to pull away, but there is a moment. It takes a good 30 seconds of you putting everything you can into the engine. Can I have another pilot roll, please?
Just land on him. Just drop on him.
Remember, you've got many dark side points Ed, as well.
I know. Actually, yes, I'll spend a dark side point to upgrade to a red on one of those.
Okay, so that is not many, because there were a fair few things, but 1 success and 1 advantage.
You dump everything you can into the engines, and you start to get some ground, and you almost pop like a cork as you see more kind of ragtag band of bounty hunter types volley fire at the Dark Jedi, and he pulls out his lightsaber, effortlessly parries their bolts, but has let you go at the same time.
You can only focus on one thing at once. I'm going to use that advantage on making sure when we pop out that we even out quite carefully. I don't want to... We haven't closed the door. I really don't want anybody to fall out.
Yeah, while he's doing that, can I, as soon as he starts to level, can I hit the door close button?
There is a moment as Roy is catapulted in the other direction, because it's always Roy. The door is slammed, and it's just caught by the door just in time. And
I know you said it's always Roy, but it's mostly the dock, especially.
yeah, she's the duck. Roy's got magnet feet.
Yeah.
And as you fly out like a cork, flying out of a bottle, you start to head towards the fire rubble. And I think we'll leave it there.
And before we leave you, today's patron is Captain Drunus Maloran. The good captain came to our Discord with questions about Kina Bale and was enticed into staying with the Thrall Ask Me Anything. Thank you so much for backing the show. It's great that you're enjoying it so much, and we're really stoked to hear that your players may also be joining us in the crazy, ruined world of Kina Bale. This has also prompted me to just remind everyone that we do actually have a Discord community. It is welcoming, it is thriving, it is full of extremely lovely people, and I am also there. There's a link in the show notes if you want to come and join us on there. Pop along and say hi, we'd love to have you. And at that point, we will see you all next time. Force Majeure is played using the Star Wars Force and Destiny game system by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our intro music for this season is Unholy Night by Kevin MacLeod, and our outro music remains Suburban Outlaw by Forget the Whale, both used with gratitude under the Creative Commons license. If you like the show and want to interact with us, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, all of which are at Force Majeure Pod, though Twitter is probably where you're going to find us more regularly. If you enjoy what we do and want to support the show, there's 3 ways you can do that. The first is via our Patreon at patreon.com/forcemajeurepod. The second is by buying us a coffee at ko-fi.com/forcemajeurepod. And the third way is by rating and reviewing us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, anywhere where you can find us. We really like reviews. It tells us that we're telling the stories that you want to hear and helps other people find us. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time.